All right, so according to Carlbot, we are live. According to Rumble,
All
we are
right.
live.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Today is Tuesday, February the 17th, 2026, a little bit after 7 p.m. Did you miss
That's
us
my fault.
yesterday? Did you miss us yesterday? No, it was actually my fault. Your fault too, because you were, well, I don't
I
need to
didn't,
talk
well,
for yourself.
yeah, yeah, but
You,
still.
but you were, I don't know if you would have been with us really, but you would have probably fell asleep probably
Yeah.
10 minutes in, right? 10 minutes in.
Oh,
Uh
easily. I was in and out of consciousness yesterday when I got home.
uh-huh. Yeah, you had, well, why don't you tell your day, cuz your day was better than my day.
Are you sure better is the right word for that?
Okay, different. They were different. No, cuz your doctor was better news than my doctor.
Well,
So,
that's true. Okay. So we had to drive all the way to Louisville. We had to leave up out of our house by 2:30 in the morning. Go grab my sister-in-law, who is awesome, and Dee got to somewhat meet yesterday. Uh,
mhm.
and we were driving through fog so thick you could not see more than 15 yards at most ahead of you, if you're lucky. After the fog cleared on the way home, we saw like 9 or 10 new deer bodies along the side of the road. Um,
Jeez.
the highway going into Louisville, I mean, the freeway going into Louisville, we got detoured 4 times because of accidents. That was on the way
Jeez.
there. On the way back, we saw 2 massive accidents. And it literally took up like all the state troopers for that region. There was like
Wow.
20 cars there. So it was bad. But at my doctor's office, turns out this doctor and I have actually a lot in common. He's from Michigan. He worked at a university and hospitals that I visited frequently. He absolutely loved that I was in the medical industry as well. So he was very chatty, very friendly, and absolutely agreed that all the symptoms I'm having definitely indicate some kind of autoimmune disorder. And so I think it was like 6 to 8 vials of blood later, the same day, right there at the office. Then they send me down to the second floor to get the X-rays done for the sacroiliac joint in your where your hip comes to your spine, basically. And they believe that might be a targeted joint for psoriatic arthritis. So they're going to try and confirm or rule out what they can. But they said it's actually not lupus. So after all, not lupus, but definitely some kind of insane thing going on. And he took everything seriously, and we have a plan going forward. I go back in April. So April, I will not be available on April 13th because my appointment's at 4 p.m. So I don't got to leave at 2 in the morning, but um, I will be on the road getting there. So, and then it'll be
What
really
day of the
late
week
getting
is
back at night. It's a Monday.
okay?
So it's a Monday. But that's the best time I have for a driver. So
Right.
God pray for me. But so yeah, we're moving in the right direction. Not really sure exactly what we're gonna find, but everyone pray, fingers crossed, knock on wood, vibes, whatever the hell you do. I could use it. I need some answers.
Hmm. Well, that's good news.
Well, and then on the way back, we had that wonderful conversation to find out that my ex sister in law has distant aunts, uncles, and cousins not far from you.
Right. We talked about how you're always 6 degrees of separation, and I don't even know how we started talking about it. Oh, cause
Well, I told her where you lived. I told her
yeah,
you live in
right,
Pennsylvania, and then she
right.
said like, "Oh, I've got family in this area," and then we're spelling out names and stuff, and then turns out her friend, her childhood friend, has family over on the other side of the state in Philadelphia.
Except, except she thought it was on my side of the state,
Yes,
and
which
she's
caused
trying to name
confusion.
names, and she's naming names, and I'm like, I never heard of these places. So I Googled it and I'm like, they're trying to describe to me where she's been. And so I Googled it and I'm like, she's like 4 hours and 45 minutes away. It was funny. But to still
Yeah.
know she had relatives right outside of, very close to where I live. The area is still pretty big, but, I
Her family
guarantee
was
you she's
pretty big. If I
probably,
could have showed you the family picture,
yeah,
there was at least 50 people crammed together for that
yeah,
picture. And they all had kids and stuff. And this was like 30 years ago. So you know they've branched out.
right.
And
And Eric probably knows somebody. I guarantee you we know somebody from her family. Guaranteed.
yeah.
Yep.
And so
Pretty
it's
wild.
wild. My ex sister in law has family down the road from me, basically a few miles,
Yep.
what, 10 miles, 15 miles
Yeah,
away?
probably 10 yep. Pretty damn close. That's wild.
Wild.
And all these years of talking and stuff and, happen to be in a car and having a conversation to only find this out. It's crazy. It's
Well, I've
absolutely
never had a
crazy.
reason to ask before or mention it before.
Right, right.
So it's like, okay, that's that 66 steps or 6 degrees of separation
Degrees
that
of
we always
separation.
talk about.
Uh-huh. Yep. Hey, Art.
Hello,
Yep. That's
Art.
pretty
And
wild.
yeah, that's how our Monday went.
And mine was we left at 1:45, and we had 3 o'clock appointments, and we weren't seeing till after 5 p.m. Eric's, wow, and then to boot, I didn't even finish getting to tell you everything that happened, but uh, there's family drama going on, to which Eric and I fought from the time he came home from work to get ready until we came home last night. So it was on from like 1:30 until after 9 o'clock last night. All we did was argue. So he ended up. We were meant to go into the room together for our appointment, and he had to push me in the wheelchair because from the car to where the doctor's was, I can't make it walking.
Uh huh.
So I'm in the waiting room, and I'm like, "F you, you can just go in there by yourself." So they called his name. He said, "Are you coming with me?" I'm like, "Nope." And then I'm sitting in the waiting room going, "Son of a bitch. I can't even, I have to go in there because he's just going to F this all up. He ain't going to know what to say, what to ask, blah, blah, blah. He won't remember what they told him, blah, blah, blah." So I tell the chick, I need to go back there. She goes, "Well, weren't you back there?" And I looked at her like I could have went right through the window and grabbed her. You know what I mean? I'm like, "Just open the door and let me go back." So I go in and they put him on different medication and whatever. And then while I was there, he's things are really in worse shape than I thought. The surgery
Mm-hmm.
that I thought I was going to get, he cannot do until I have a different surgery because it won't work. Well, he can't, there's not enough room for him to work. And he goes, "Oh, so while you're here, why don't you just let me scope you?" And I just looked at him. He tells Eric that, "Oh, if this medicine doesn't work and this, that, and the other thing," he goes, "I'll scope you and I could put you under sedation and blah, blah. And then if this happens, we'll do X, Y, and Z." But me, he's like, "We'll just scope you." And Eric's like, "Yeah, you've been through all kind of stuff." And I looked at the two of them and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I get scoped both ways, urethra and through the suprapubic. And he says, luckily, there's no signs of cancer or whatever, but I have a transmitter called an interstem, and I've had six
Yep.
of them, and
Oof.
I'm like, I want this one out. And because I've lost so much bone mass and so much weight,
Mm-hmm.
it's bulging out. So, it hurt. It just hurts.
Yeah.
So,
Time for it to go.
mhm. And I'm not getting a new one put in since I've had six. I'm like, "We're going to try it without it. You can always put another one in at a later date." So we're going to schedule surgery. And he said he wouldn't do both of them anyway. So we're going to do this first. Then I got to go to another set of super specialists. And I tell you what,
Yay!
if this doesn't work, or they say they can't operate. I don't know. I think I might call an attorney, and I'm thinking I should probably call an attorney just to get things on record
Mm-hmm. Cover
because
your
of
ass,
everything.
CYA.
Because of what the other super specialists did to me and how bad they fucked things up. So, uh, I think I should probably do that to see if
Uh-huh.
there's anything going on that I should be taking care of, and document stuff or whatever, because this is bullshit.
Yeah, it is. And medically, what you've been through, and how many people have
Hmm.
either botched, dropped the ball, or just
Yep.
flat
Yep.
out, I would say medical negligence.
Yep.
Um,
So,
I would definitely.
so I've just about had it. So then he was like, "Well, come on, we'll go eat." And I mean that just it was something else. Just crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
then I spent probably till 10 o'clock, and this is all over Jacob, is what the issue is, and him being the continual bullying that's going on.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
uncalled for. You got a little. You told me a little bit about
wait,
that.
yeah, he was told. No, he's sick. He's legit sick. So he was off school yesterday. He was told that unless he had $100 today for on the bus, he was going to get choked out.
That's permission to
And
defend yourself. Hit them
yeah,
back.
well, everybody knew it but me. And I don't know what they thought I was going to do or whatever, but I flipped out on all three of them for keeping secrets against me.
Oh
So
yeah.
that caused all kind. That's what started it when I left, and that's what continued. And in fact, it continued into today. I blocked everybody, my son, my daughter-in-law, everybody except Jake. I was like, I've had it. I'm like not watching the baby anymore. I'm like, yins can all just fuck off. I've had it. And
Yeah.
you know, I talked to Jacob, and I said, out of everybody, I have this kid's back. I mean, we all do. All four of us do. All four of us should be on the same page. And I said, he's your kid. And if you want him to be your kid, he can be your kid. Don't involve me then. You know what I mean? Don't pick and
Mm-hmm.
choose what you want me to know and what you don't want me to know. You know, that kid,
Exactly.
that kid's here all the time. You know what I mean? He has been since the day he was born. So is Jameson, and I'm like, I'm not just some fucking random babysitter, some random person. So I was livid. I'm telling you, I was just,
Well,
and
yeah.
there's a whole lot more to the story that is just unacceptable, and it's out of control. And then on Friday, in addition, some kid spit on a shoe,
Oh,
and
somebody
I'm
needs.
like,
That's actually assault.
I know,
What?
and I'm like,
Looking at you?
and I said to Jake, at this point, you have every right to beat the shit out of somebody. I said, we'll deal with the
Yes.
teacher, we'll deal with the principal. I
And the
said, you defend
lawsuit that comes
yourself.
afterwards. Because
Mm-hmm.
they'll try to sue, but they'll lose because it was
Mm-hmm.
self defense. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody at that school or on the bus did anything about it.
Right. Yep.
None of the adults that are supposed to be watching out for this stuff, obviously, they didn't either care or they just didn't notice because they're terrible adults.
Right.
So,
And
yeah, at that point, nope.
EJ made a good point. He said if you didn't want to get into a physical altercation, he told him to just scream, "Hey, you motherfucker, quit spitting on me," or whatever, which
Yeah,
would then
draw
in turn
attention.
draw attention to the fact, and then say, this kid's threatening me, or this kid spit on me, or whatever, you know? Oh, but I want to make this one comment. Going back to the doctor, right? It was extremely interesting, and I brought it up and I said, what's interesting here is that the men are treated one way and are given all these options, and the women are treated a different way. it was so obvious of the differences that I had to call it out on the spot. That's how significant medicine is for men and women. And I was just really taken aback at the treatment. Not that he was bad or anything, but it's the actual medical treatment and protocols and stuff that are different for men than they are for women. I was really shocked.
Well, and again, men tend to have some more of those health problems. I'm assuming this was the urologist.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
in that case, men actually tend to have more urology problems than women do. That's why.
Well, but the
So there's
true.
more
I
research into it, and there's
Right.
more medicine and
Uh-huh.
procedures that can be done because this has been a specialty for what, almost a
Right.
century for men now.
Mhm.
Women rarely get to see a urologist or have a need to.
There are autoimmune diseases relevant to urology that are applicable more
Yeah,
so for women, but men also have them. But it was just interesting. And some other things go along with that. And I'll tell you about it later. It's a little too personal to discuss
yeah,
on air, but
that's
it's
fine.
funny as shit. But it's funny as shit. It really is. And I just had to laugh at the oh well, this is okay for men but not for women, blah blah. And
Yeah.
I just had to laugh. I really did. It was
Well,
just
it's one of those things like, certain medications are designed specifically for men.
yes.
And, but like Flomax, which is something that they do give women when there's a kidney stone in
Right.
process and they're trying to pass a kidney stone, you will absolutely get that medication, even though, because
Yes.
it works as a urethra dilator. So it
Right.
causes
There's
the ureters and everything to open up.
right. There's I don't and I've never heard of the name of it. There's a new drug out. So he gives Eric 6 weeks of the new drug. It's sitting on the table. And you name it, I have had every drug since the inception of the medication. There isn't one drug that I haven't been on. So, uh, and I have taken myself off of many medications. And so I said to him, well, the medicine that you just gave Eric, is that something that's viable for me? He's like, oh, yeah, of course. And so he ended up giving me 6 weeks worth as well. But
Hmm.
it wasn't offered up. I had to ask. And they were going to go back to give me what I had always been taking. And the issue
That
will
doesn't
be is
work.
what right. And the issue is going to be what happens when the transmitter comes out, right? So
Uh-huh.
we'll just have to wait and see. Now I said to him, fortunately, now when they took out the last transmitter, they weren't able to get the wires, and the wires go into the bladder and to some other parts of your body. So it's embedded in your buttock, really. So it goes from like where your underwear line is down,
Hmm.
and they weren't able to get the wires out the last time. They had to leave them, so I can never have an MRI. And so he
They're no
said,
fun.
no. And I'm like, thank God I have these wires and some other metal in my body that I can't have one. And I actually watched, right before I went to the neurologist last week, I watched a YouTube video where they were carrying on in the room, and they took a pair of scissors on long gauze, and then they turned on the MRI machine. And that machine snatched those frickin' scissors from across the room and sucked them into the machine. And I'm like,
Yep.
I was like, holy shit. You would be dead. No wonder why they say don't get an MRI.
I have
Now,
acrylic retainers for my jewelry for when I have to have an
okay,
MRI.
right.
No metal, and I've even gone for procedures and they're like, "Do you have any metal?" I'm like, "Well, I have this piercing and that piercing," and they're like, "Okay." And they're like, well, where's the placement? Let me see. And so that way it's not in the way of the x-ray and stuff. Because if it could come out and put in an acrylic retainer, they would have helped do that and stuff. So
Mhm.
But it's just, I keep extra acrylic retainers on me to replace the metal, so I don't randomly, have a metal piercing go out and
Yep.
then I need stitches.
Yeah. There's art. You would be shocked at the women that are involved in urology.
I
There's
was gonna say I know of about 6 medical conditions, but the
yeah.
most common ones are recurrent UTIs and the stones.
Mhm.
But
There's
yeah,
a there's an autoimmune disease. I have 3 of them, and one of them for urology is it's called interstitial cystitis, and that is bleeding and hemorrhaging of the bladder walls. And I've had it since I was 17. My grandmother had it. They believe it's hereditary, and
yep, it is. I believe
I-
that one is genetic, like most autoimmune disorders.
yeah. And back in her day, they didn't have anything, and
Misery.
my mom used to tell me about her screaming and crying. She'd go and sit in the bathtub and do whatever. But I actually saw at 17 my grandmother's urologist. And at the time, they thought that interstitial cystitis was caused by the urethra not being wide enough to pass urine.
Yep,
The first time I had the procedure done, I went by myself and I came home on the bus, and they took glass rods,
yep.
and they believed that stretching the urethra was the answer. They
Actually, it's
took them.
still a process for
They still
constricted
do it. Yeah.
urethras.
Uh huh.
I had a patient with a constricted urethra. It,
Hmm.
it was impossible for her to pee. You couldn't
Yep.
even get a catheter in. And so they had her on Flomax. They did the stretching with the little rods,
Yep.
and she still. But you have to go through all those steps in order to even get the next step of surgery to widen
Yep.
like
Yep.
go in and actually try and stretch it further. Yes, it's a
I've
very
had
interesting one.
I've had so much shit done that it just would blow your mind what I let them do to me. I'm
I
telling you,
know.
the
I
drugs.
We've been guinea pigs our entire lives,
Yeah,
really.
we have. Hmm. The drugs, the surgeries, the going from straight cathing to indwelling
Indwelling
catheter, yeah, to now having the super pubics for how many years now? Since fuck, '06, something like that.
20
And we
years.
talked about yeah, and we talked about that. That's what's going to kill me. Is a UTI is going to take me out, some type of
Yes.
infection or whatever. That's what'll kill me when I'm in my 80s.
Art
Yep.
says they don't really understand the cause of the IC in her sister. I
Right.
can't talk. My mouth is
Yeah, I
dry,
know it's not, and
and
that's
it's
what I
not
said.
limited to women. Yes, men do
Yeah, that's what
suffer
we.
from it as well. Yep.
Yeah, I said that as much, Art, that men have it too. It's just they don't. When it's predominant in women.
Yep.
Uh, then I had to laugh because the chick that is that's the head of IC. I was around when there's several organizations, but one of the biggest. And I ended up leaving because they became political. They became left leaning, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I
And
get
then
that.
and then there's like Facebook pages where people belong, and I'm telling you, the medical advice that people are given, like they'll be like, "Oh, here's the cure for IC," right? And I'm like, there is no cure.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I don't care if you say it's the food that you eat or get to the root cause. Nobody can name what the root cause is. And if
Yep.
they do, it's a lie because it's not
We
there.
don't
They're
have
not
that
there yet.
yet. Well, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
they
not
don't know
there yet.
why my body is attacking itself the way it does. Why
Right.
do I get psoriasis plaque buildups on my skin that are there for 2 days and then disappear? And then
Right.
other times it's a week or a month. Other times it's
Mhm.
cracking and bleeding. And you don't know why your body attacks itself, other than you have
Right.
an overactive immune system that thinks
Right.
everything is bad. And for some reason, your immune system says, my urinary tract needs to be restricted.
Yep.
And it's like, why.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yep.
we
I've
don't
had,
know the actual why or
right,
how to really solidly treat it.
right.
And by the way,
So it's,
YouTube, this is not medical advice. This is personal experience.
yeah, we're just talking. Exactly. Yeah. Put your
Got to
head
put
in the
that
dishwasher.
disclaimer in.
Yeah, put your
Cannabis.
head in the dishwasher. Yeah.
Cannabis. Hello. Good.
Hi,
Is that
cannabis.
Taco Tuesday evening? Yes, it is.
Yep. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey the last 20 years with it. Uh like I said, I ended up leaving all these groups cuz I couldn't stand the politics, the information that is really given out like on Facebook and stuff to women who hold and to men. There's a couple men in the group uh that I belong to that they would be told different things. The other piece I will say that is very interesting though is the people that are live in different countries. Okay, Canada, the UK. I'm trying to think of the other places, but I have a girlfriend in Canada, and they do not get to see the doctor. They send nurse practitioners to their homes to make decisions for them. The
Mhm.
one girl waited over 3 years to just get surgery to have a suprapubic put in. 3 years. And we talk and we bitch about our healthcare system. For as much bitching as we do, we really are better medical, better drugs,
We are
and that
better in a
aspect.
lot of ways, but we're still
Yes.
lacking horrifically in others.
I
And
don't disagree with that.
well, like you know the story of me and all the
Right.
rheumatologists of the past
Yes,
versus
ma'am.
the like what the first thing
Yep.
I said is like this guy is amazing. He's epically awesome.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because I have had so many disrespectful, dismissive rheumatologists over the years. But
Hmm.
this guy absolutely, and again, my ex sister in law was with me for this appointment. She was an army medic and worked in the medical field after she was discharged as well from the military. So she was there helping reinforce, like, when I first met her, she was able to walk pretty decently. You know, she used the walker on her bad days, or she had a walking stick, but she could still go out and walk around and do things and get through the yard and everything. But, you know, over the last 5, 6 years, it's been a steady decline. And now she can barely get out of bed to even visit people. And the entire ride there, you know, then I had back spasms throughout the appointment. My legs were jerking and stuff. And she told them there was times that my knees will just pull straight to my chest. So having a
Right.
outside witness who's seen some of this stuff really does help when you
It
have
makes a
family
difference.
to
Yep.
explain from their perspective and be supportive and tell the doctor this stuff. It
Right.
makes a difference. And then again,
Right.
with us all sharing, like, because him and his resident were from Michigan. And he came down 2 years ago. She came a year later. I've been down here since 2021, and we all got joking about the weather, like how we fled Michigan to get away from the snow, and then we got hit with that massive storm a few weeks ago. You know,
Uh-huh.
it was so nice to find someone who is so personable, actually appears to care, and is putting forth the effort to get to the root of, okay, what could it be? If it's not any of these, then it's one of those unknown illnesses. You got to figure it out.
Hmm.
Oh, Army Ghost in the Machine.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Nah, yep.
So then, so then the dog went to the vet today,
How'd that
and
go?
the tumor is obviously way worse. But you know what I thought was blood, from bleeding and all of that, and him licking. It's actually the tumor is dying, and what we're seeing is the dead tissue, the dead
Oh, so it's not a
tumor.
cancer.
It is a tumor. It is cancerous, but the piece that's hanging down along his penis, that's where the tumor has come through.
Oh, where it was
You know,
it coming outside the body. It
yes,
just
where it's
found an
coming outside
exit.
the body, and he's licking it constantly. And I'm thinking he licked it and caused infection there, right? And I'm
No.
thinking antibiotic, steroids, whatever. It isn't that. It is the tumor out coming through that's actually dying.
Well, why
So
don't they go and inject a bunch of dog saliva and rub it with some sandpaper and see if it kills the tumor inside?
I don't know. But they did give him, I wanted him back on the tramadol, the gabapentin, and they gave us some type of cream, which I never heard of that either. I need to look that up. But I'm like, why would you give him cream unless he's going to wear something around his neck? Because he's just going to lick it off. So
Get a
now I have
cone.
to go back. Yep, now I have to go back to shoving pills down his throat. But he's not ready to be put down yet, and I just want to make sure he's not in pain. So
Yeah.
uh, that's why he's getting the tramadol and the gabapentins. So that'll keep him, eased up a little bit. Spit on it.
Cannabis spitting on it is not going to work. But that's why I kind of brought. Why don't they just collect a bunch of dog saliva, inject it into the tumor, and
uh,
then scrape it a bunch with that
there
sandpaper
you go.
tongue they got, and see if it
Yep.
makes a difference?
Maybe that's what we need to do on humans, right?
You know,
No,
might
no.
work.
I know. I'm sure
They
that I'm
find some
sure
of the
somebody.
bizarrest things. There are a lot of
Wow.
animal excretions used in medicine,
Hey,
and or
we
used to
we
be.
we we've had the discussion on me being held together with pig bladder.
Yes.
Like who was sitting, I have 9 sheets of pig bladder holding me together. So you tell me who and when they had the discussion. Were a bunch of guys and women sitting around a campfire one day getting drunk and high, and they saw a dead pig and said, wonder what he could do with all them body parts. I know. Let's take the bladder and cut that into sheets
Well,
and,
I can actually tell you it wasn't
I
that.
know how they do. I know, but I'm just saying. I know that, but I'm just saying when you think about the how far medicine has come and all the different parts from pigs and cows and who knows what else that they now use to keep us alive.
I don't
It
think they
is
actually use cows, but they do use pigs because
I
pigs are the closest to human
Yeah,
anatomy.
but I thought they used cow for something, some heart related thing at one time.
I think they did try for the valves, but the pig ones worked better.
Yeah, the pigs work better, but they still, I think, initially started out with cows.
Uh-huh.
I think, but mm,
Cannabis says tumors are basically parasites in a sac, and the body contains them. Chemo is basically mustard gas from World War II.
mm-hmm.
Yep. But at his
Well,
age, is it worth putting him through all of that? I mean, he's
no, we're
already
not. But
very
yeah, we're not
old,
gonna.
so.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that to him. So whatever life he has left to live is, we'll know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm pretty well tuned into that. When he's not up and being in protective mode, then or he's not eating. You know what I mean? He's sitting here right now. We haven't eaten. I just got dinner a little bit ago, and he's waiting. He's like, "Where's my food?" You know what I mean? It's time for you to feed me. So when he quits being up my ass about wanting food, then I know there's a problem.
Hmm.
So it's it's an interesting thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So I have to make appointments. I haven't seen the majority of the specialists, and they want me to go back to everybody and their mother. So
Oh, yeah. That was me with the rheumatology. When's the last time you've been to dermatology? When I
nope.
left Michigan? Why haven't you been back since? Because I had to get pain doctor, I had to go to the asthma doctor, I had to come to that doctor, this doctor, now you, and then, oh yeah, when I finally get one of y'all balanced to where I don't got to see you every couple months, I'll make time to go to a dermatologist.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
It's like it's the lower end of my priority.
Oh
So it sucks, but yeah.
Yeah, we had that talk. You kind of bitched me out about that yesterday
Mm-hmm.
about not being at dermatology.
And yeah,
Uh-huh.
cancer is parasitic. That's why they've been, Mexico is working on ivermectin studies for cancer, and
Yep.
they have very promising studies going on. I'm really liking those studies I've been reading. And Art
Mhm.
says, just remember, mice lie and monkeys exaggerate.
Mm. Oh shit, that's funny.
Uh,
But I do.
it's,
I think for some of us, we're used as guinea pigs. I told you so.
I
For as
have
much
been.
money, yeah, for as much money as they have invested in me, there's going to be two options. It's either going to be, okay, we're done with her, just let her die, let the bitch go, or it's going to be, we got so much money into her, we got to keep her alive for the next 20 to 30 years to get our money's worth. So it's going to be one or the other. But
Yeah.
I have a total of 7 surgeries I got to go through. And
God, that's a lot.
I know, I I had planned on doing this one bigger one with urology, and now that that's not going to happen, I said to him, I think what we'll do is wait till next year because I have a couple other options. Well, I have to get this other surgery before that, but I'm not getting anything done. I'm having a nice summer. I'm doing a summer with the boys. You know what I mean? That I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been allowed to go swimming or do any of that because of my foot injury, and I'm going swimming and I'm going boating this summer.
I don't blame you. I don't.
So, and a lot of the surgeries are going to require that I'm not allowed to lift the rat. So, you know, uh, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till he starts preschool to start having surgery.
Uh, Hey JJ, I wouldn't
Hey,
postpone
JJ.
that long. That's a
I
little
know. I
too
will.
long.
I
They're
know. I
just
will.
your family's going to have to adapt a little bit for those surgeries. I mean,
I'm thinking maybe I'll go back to the nursing home for vacation for a month. And then I've had people, there's somebody we both know that said he would take care of me food wise. So after they saw the slop that was served, that's the only negative thing about being at that home was the food.
um, Art says you know you're a lab rat when they completely run out of any known conventional treatments of for
Mm-hmm.
various reasons. Yep, that's me.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We can't figure this out, but we're going to try these off the label potential options.
Oh yeah. How many?
Hmm.
You know how many off-label drugs I have? Yeah. Uh-huh.
I know. I know. It's like, oh my lord. And
So
the one thing I could say is I am glad that kratom is legal in my area, and
right.
I'll acknowledge I take the lowest amount needed, and only for the worst of the worst pain.
I don't know if that's
That's
legal in
it.
PA or not. I don't know. Did we ever look that up to see if
Yes,
that
I
was
did. It's
legal?
legal. Yes, it is
It
legal in
is.
your area. I wish
Well then,
we were both lab rats in natural foods and healing. And that's one thing that my family does. We do a lot of the natural foods, as much as possible. Very little processed here. Um, when we can. Again, my son just started work, so things will get a little bit more freed up, and we can start doing a lot more of the healthier foods instead of the processed shit. But again,
well,
that's like I say when the doctors ask, "Well, what are you doing?" and it's to try and mitigate this, and it's like everything and anything. Take your pick.
I'm also going to argue what the hell is a natural food any today because
Grow
the
your
shit
own.
exactly. That's the only natural food is really to grow your own, unless you have a farm or a local grower or somebody that you can count on. If I argue saying that if you're getting fresh produce at Walmart, it really isn't fresh.
No,
Who
it's
knows
not.
how long some of this shit is sitting in warehouses and they're picking celery and tomatoes,
Lettuce
weeks
is
before
doused
they're
in
even
antifreeze to keep them from
yes.
turning funny colors and stuff while it's being shipped in a refrigerator
Yeah.
truck.
And
No,
meats are injected with dyes to keep the color, looking
longer.
like it's fresh meat. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And that's
No,
facts, YouTube. That's facts.
it is. I have proof of all of the above, but that's why get your seeds from a Amish farm or an Amish store. Get your meat from a butcher
Mm-hmm.
directly where they just cut it today or yesterday, and you're good to go.
Yep.
It's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. It's
For
really
your
worth
health.
it. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you.
All right. So then we do have a show lined up, but this I told Crazy B I'm going to hijack it a little bit because we need input from the audience. So
Yes. Always.
over the weekend, yeah, over the weekend, a chick I know that I actually babysat when she was little, I was doing some research and it flipped me over to somewhere in Facebook, and I hadn't been out on Facebook for a while, so I saw that they said vote no against the Save Act, and there was a bunch of bullshit that went with it.
Oh my lord. Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
know my
like
stance.
I'm like, what? Wait, what? How could you not be for this? Well, I start reading the comments on her Facebook page. It's all left leaning, and I'm like, okay, put your 2 cents in. Well, I ended up basically getting jumped on, and I said to Crazy B, I said, here's the interesting thing: is they're they have one position, and I'm trying to disprove it. And everywhere I'm going, and I mean everywhere, Google, Safari, Chat GPT, Grok, ChatSmith, what's the other chat one? Every every
Mm-hmm.
freaking place I went said the exact same thing in the exact same format. I
And
then
it's
I
horrible.
was able to yes, I was able to find a little bit of data, and when I presented it, I was accused of being right leaning and that they wouldn't accept it. So I then go to Crazy B and I'm like, do you think why I'm gone, do you think that you could look this stuff up and find anything? We spent all frickin' morning trying to disprove that illegal aliens are voting in elections.
And
And the
what we
numbers.
found was quite interesting.
Go ahead, Crazy B. Why don't you take that part over?
What we found was that there aren't a lot who actually got to vote, but the voter rolls that were checked, there were a lot. Easily, there was what one state had like 5,000 on their
Yes,
voter rolls. And they
right.
said, oh, but it wasn't intentional. It was a clerical error.
Yes.
And
Now they're
so
actually the
that's
Trump
wild.
administration. Yeah, the Trump administration is actually suing the Secretary of State of Colorado for the last two elections. This last one, she permitted 30,000 postcards to go out to illegal aliens to let them have the vote. Her
Mm-hmm.
excuse was, oh, it was an error, but none of the 30,000 voted. They
Mm-hmm.
never, they didn't vote. Now, even though this number, let's take the 5,000 for example, and what we have found, Crazy B, I'm with you. First off, I solidly believe that only American citizens should vote, and that you should have to show ID. And we'll keep that separate, and we'll talk about that separate.
Well, I'm going to
Okay.
play devil's advocate for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So hold up. So you're gonna take that piece. But
Okay.
second, the issue that I'm having right now is I don't believe that the numbers are statistically high enough to warrant having the SAVE Act, that the proof that has been presented so far doesn't warrant, the numbers are just too low. So even if there was, say, I don't know, 100,000 illegals that voted, is that number that big of a deal? In Because what started this is women in particular are going to have an issue. They're going to have documentation specific, well, at least, and we'll talk about that. They're going to have certain documentation if they got married, because their birth certificate and with their driver's license, if they change their name, they're going to require extra steps. So, is having the SAVE Act, is that warranted based on just having 100,000 illegals vote? Or is it that we really don't know who voted? What is the story? And Crazy B, take it away of all the stuff we came up with. Oh, and
So
before I forget, okay, wait, I did
go ahead.
forget. Oh, hold on. So, never mind, go ahead, because I forget how I wanted to phrase that. Go ahead.
All right. So basically, I read the SAVE Act. They, from my personal opinion, it's not that complicated. But they want a certified copy of your birth certificate
Right,
or native ID from a native,
right.
like you're part of a tribe,
Hmm.
a real driver's license, the real ID one, which you got to have the birth certificate, marriage license, and or divorce decree for that. But you also could use any of those to vote. Let's say you don't have a driver's license or a state ID, but you need at least your birth certificate with any excuse for name change, such as marriage. And if you're divorced, your divorce decree. Those are the requirements to vote for
But
women.
they have to be certified, right? They have
Well,
to
yeah,
be
but
certified.
anytime you get a copy, it's going to be a certified copy.
Hmm.
It's going to have
No,
the
no,
raised
that's not
seal.
true. That's not true. Well, that
I always
in
get the
this whole,
certified copy because I know it's going to be needed.
well, an issue was for real ID, and that even is another problem that we found was when I went to get real ID, they would not accept my marriage license,
Which
even
I
though it
think
was
is
from the
illegal what they're doing.
right. Exactly, and we've kind of come to that conclusion. I had to get a, which I just ordered now, what they insisted that I had to have the triple seal in order to get the real ID. They would not accept the information from the church, from the pastor signing it, and they would not accept what they gave back in the day for your marriage license from the Register of Wills. It was
Mm-hmm.
unacceptable. So I couldn't get real ID.
Hold on a second, Art. It's not that they have to present their birth certificate to and ID and all that to vote. It's if you
It's
don't
just
have
that the
ID, you can use your birth certificate as a proof of citizenship. But if you've got that, all these paperwork that they need for you to show the train of, the name change and all that, just go get your damn ID
this is
at
so
that
you can get
point.
your voter ID card.
Yeah, but I got to do that anyways. My driver's license works as my voter ID card. So I had to present all that at the Department of Transportation to get my driver's license so I could vote without having to present my paperwork directly to vote.
So you don't have a separate voter ID card?
No, I have a real
Because
ID.
you're okay, so
And
see
my
see
daughter was allowed to vote without a real ID. She just had a standard state issued ID for someone under 21, and she didn't have to present anything else.
uh, see how this is
I
getting
I know.
crazy with the different states? Okay,
And
so now
again,
I
I
know.
think your state is just being assholes
Uh-huh.
because
Yes.
everything we found on the websites, everything we dug into, The triple seal is only meant for out of
For
state legal
for out of
actions or
yes,
international reasons.
yes, yes.
They are full of shit. You do not need it for a standard real ID just
Yep,
for driving and entering federal buildings. And well,
correct.
mine allows domestic travel for flights. So I could go on a flight and travel within the United States and Puerto Rico without having to have a passport.
Hmm. Okay,
Um,
so
you can use a passport card in place of a real ID. Yes, a lot of people do know that. That's again where we're coming down to these women who are sitting there saying or claiming they don't have ID because they don't have their marriage license and all this stuff. Well, you're supposed to handle that within 60 days of getting married.
right.
You go to the Social Security Department to get the new Social Security card so you can go get your new ID, driver's license, and you have to have those records with you. Hell, back in 2008, no, 2009. I'm sorry, it had to be 2009. I had to go get my ID updated. They would not update it unless I had my birth certificate, marriage license, and divorce decree. So here's my thoughts on this. You have to have this paperwork. Okay, you went through all these things, these court things to get your name changed, and you get divorced. You keep a copy of that shit. And if it gets lost because of a fire or something, you get replacements. You move, it gets lost in a move. That is one of your first things to do is get it replaced. And it's not expensive to do. And if you're going to sit there and say you don't have the $20 to pay for the birth certificate or the $20 for the marriage, well, my marriage license was only $9. Like, oh my God, crippling debt to get my marriage certificate reprinted and stamped and then mailed to me. And then it's the same with the divorce decree.
Hmm.
It makes no freaking sense that you got to sit there and say you can't afford it.
There was
I'm
something
calling
else.
bullshit.
Yeah, there was something else that, and I knew it was going to go, that I lost out of my head, that there's another reason to go through this process. It's just not, oh, it's just not about illegals, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also about what you brought up previously, and that was look at how many dead people, look at how many, there's the possibility of stolen identities. That we didn't we identify that as well?
Oh, you know,
Uh,
we had fun because I wanted to get a picture of what a triple ID, triple stamp, or the triple
yes.
seal was.
Yeah, do
And
you
it,
have that? You could show it.
oh, let
Pull
me
that
pull
one
those
up. It was
links.
from,
Let me pull these
yeah,
links up really quick because you guys are going to shit yourself when you find out what you can get on eBay. Hold on.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was wild. This was a wild ass story.
Wait till you see this one. Hold on. We're going to pull this up really quick for you guys and I'm going to share it because this could easily be used in a way. Hold up. Watch this one, folks. You can buy a marriage license from 1971. There are many people alive who could absolutely get fake IDs and then to match this marriage license and use it for nefarious reasons.
Yes, absolutely.
This is got the gold raised seal. This is a legitimate marriage license that was put out. It was probably found in an estate sale or something, and they're now selling it as an antique. But
Yeah.
it could absolutely be used. This alarms me. All I did was try to look for what a triple seal looked like, and then there's an eBay notification. So I put in marriage licenses, and there was one from 1983. Let me pull that one up. Hold on. Give me a second, folks. I'm gonna blind you guys for a second on here. One more time because I forgot to pull this one up as well. Um, This is stuff that absolutely bothers me. Okay, hold on. Let me unblind you guys again. This is a marriage license from 1983, and the gentleman's name on here is Enrique Solanas, and he married someone named Betty White, by the looks of it. Oh no, it was Betty Terry. Betty Sue Terry. And I'm not trying to dox anyone, but these are marriage licenses on the internet that are for sale right now. And we want to
I
sit
mean,
there and complain
yeah,
about how to prove our identity?
right,
These are already raised seal. You can see the imprinted seal,
right.
ready to be sold.
Well, perhaps that's why they're now demanding triple seal. And all triple seal means is that the license is pulled, right?
Uh huh.
A judge signs off on it, and the third seal is a clerk verifies that it's the judge's signature. So
Yes.
go effing figure.
This is beyond alarming. And I can see why they are adding the extra frustration steps. Because you can go to eBay and grab a marriage license, adjust an ID to fit it if you are within that age range. It's not going to be hard. And there you go. And oh, yep, by the way, you could get a girlfriend in now because, oh, there's a second name on this marriage license to give you somewhere to go from. And there was one we looked at, I don't remember where it was, I don't think I saved the link, where they had the marriage license, the photo, the divorce decree from his previous marriage,
Mm-hmm.
everything right there. And this was from back in the 50s. You had to have a divorce decree from your previous marriage to apply for a new marriage
New one.
license.
Right.
But all of this is right here on eBay that someone could use as a starting point to get falsified IDs.
You know what, Crazy Bee? For the hell of it, type in. I'm just curious if we could get birth certificates with raised seals.
Hold on, let's find out.
Put a year in. Like, let's put a year in.
Let's go with the 1950s.
Okay.
Um, from Austria. Look at that.
Well, we want it to be in the United States.
Okay. A 1903 register. Let's keep looking. It's hard to find. A vintage birth certificate from 1923. Those are some of the older ones. It is hard to find, but they do
You know what?
actually have them on here.
My in-laws are still alive at 93 and still vote. So
Oh, a Michigan
those,
family with a scrapbook with a birth certificate in it. Let's take a look at this. Look at that. Raised seal birth certificate right there, 1950s to 80s. And Jackson Hospital,
listen,
I absolutely know where that's at. That's not far from Lansing.
that
Hi,
this is.
Brent.
Hey, Brent.
Oh, look at that. More. More things to falsify an identity off of. Look at this. Right there for the taking for $30 plus shipping.
But again, oh, is there that many people doing it to warrant the SAVE Act?
I don't know,
And
but the fact it's
okay,
possible.
and then I said, well, Chip Roy is the sponsor of these, right?
Uh huh.
And we went, well, you went and looked up uh to see what Chip Roy was doing, right?
Uh huh.
And we can't find who he's referencing. He just makes note that there's uh studies, but he won't name who the studies are, right?
Yeah, he says, I have a list of 100 documented cases. Where did you get that list from? No links, nothing in any of his press releases.
Hey, Art, you now know a woman that has multiple lists.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
And cannabis, no, we do not purchase these. Sorry. I know you'd like to cut us a deal, but no.
Mm,
He also says he used no, there were people who used Cabbage Patch
hey,
birth certificates to get child
yes.
credit on their tax
And just so you
returns.
know, today is National Cabbage Patch Day, people. No, yeah, Cabbage Day.
It is?
And Cabbage Patch, yeah, it is National Cabbage Day. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. It's
Uh-huh.
nothing new. I knew a guy who had complete fake ID, diploma, social security number, the whole shebang, and that was back in the 80s. He was a mercenary.
Mhm.
Exactly. You don't even need your government to knowingly issue this so you could go do work for them. You can absolutely create this stuff. Did you know you can absolutely legally fake your death in Nevada?
Wow.
You can go get a fake death certificate and start all brand new identity. And this is what we're talking about. And then they want to say, well, there's no illegal voters. Prove it. It's hard to prove because shit like this on eBay makes it very easy.
Yeah, but are
I
we
get they're
talking
doing it for historical reasons, but
right?
anyone with bad intentions can order this shit.
Again, my question is the number that great to warrant having the SAVE Act and putting people through what it's going to take to prove identity
You
in
know what it
order to
put me
vote?
through? A week of waiting for it to ship in the mail. Oh my God, just the disaster of waiting so I could prove my
Well,
identity to get an ID and vote.
what did we both say? We didn't really care. One is too many.
The fact even the fact that they were registered but may not have gotten to the polls to vote
Right.
is still too much for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some of the orphan trains, yes. Oh yes. Orphan trains were a big thing, and I actually know about that. That's a very interesting historical topic on its own. But for people who sit there and say, "Well, I was born in the 20s and the town hall burned down and years ago, and my original birth certificate is lost." Here's the thing: they have workarounds for that because people from that era who's also lost birth certificates were able to get the state to write up a proof of birth that was not from a birth certificate. You can also, and it says this right in the HR bill for the federal House of Representatives bill, that you could go to the hospital you were born. I'm pretty sure 90% of them will still have records, and you can, especially if you're born within the last 20 years, 30 years, you can go and get a documented, from your chart, the medical chart of the day you were born. You can get the page that documents in the chart note the time of birth. And it will have your name because your parents are probably going to name you right then and there. You can use that as well. If a birth certificate has been the original from the whatever place has been destroyed, you can absolutely get chart notes to cover
Right.
it. So there are workarounds. They literally lay it out for you what you need and where to go find it. And for all the people who want to complain, well, I would have to travel or contact these people here, there, and the other. No, there's a website for every state
Yeah,
called
there's
Vital
an
Statistics.
exactly. Now, most of the time, you're not pulling down. You can order the record through the website. You're not getting the actual document. Well, I can only
No,
speak
I've
for
used them
myself.
multiple times. I have gotten an actual certified birth certificate ordered from that website.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can order one. You can't download it. You
No,
can't get them.
they will ship it to
Right,
you in the mail.
right,
It comes
right.
certified mail, so it doesn't get lost or
So,
messed up. Yeah.
so I had to laugh because the other comment was made, you now need a real ID to enter federal buildings and to travel on planes. Like go from Pennsylvania to California. You need real ID, or the newest thing that they're doing is they're telling you to get to the airport like 3 hours before your flight, plus you have to pay $45 for them to research who you say you are when you get to the airport
So if you
before
got
you
to
can
have
board the
all this
plane.
paperwork to avoid getting an ID, wouldn't it just be
Mm-hmm.
easier to get the damn ID? You already got to have
You
that
would think.
paperwork as a backup. Just get the damn ID.
Well, the other piece I'm going to argue too is, mark my words, we're going to need this more and more to prove
Oh,
identity.
yeah. And it's
Yes.
going to get
And you and
worse.
I
And then
also,
you got to take in the
yeah,
surveillance that's going to be coming.
correct. Correct. We talked about that as well. Now, I'm fingerprinted.
I am
I
too.
had the kids fingerprinted, and we're going to get the grandkids fingerprinted here shortly.
I have had an
So,
NSA background check because I worked
right,
for a cleaning company that worked in a building that where we cleaned the offices of a government military branch that worked on, designed, and did other things for the military. I had
right,
an NDA. Well, I'm still under NDA. I can't go into talk about actual things I've seen. So I'm under NDA for God, I think another 10 or 15 years. And I had to go through their background check and everything just to sweep, mop, and empty trash cans and dust and all that great stuff. So I
right,
have that. Then I applied for a concealed carry in Michigan. So there's another federal background check with me. I've had to do this for work and everything. So I'm NSA cleared to work in federal buildings. Well, I was back in the 2000s, but for me, they've already got it. If I want to
right.
create an alt identity to do research and post, shit talk or whatever, that's not hard either.
Exactly.
That is so easy to do. It is the simplest thing to do if you know what to do, where to look, and places to find things that, are open source. I
Right.
like open source. It's a nice thing. But again, if I was going to do that, I would set up a separate computer that has never been connected to any of my accounts that I use with my identity. And again, it wouldn't take people but maybe 10, 15 minutes to figure out who I am.
Right.
Right now, wouldn't take anybody but 10 or 15 minutes to figure it out. And again, maybe I'm giving some people too much credit. Okay, some people may not be that bright, but there are others. It wouldn't take long. But if I
Right.
were going to set up something where I didn't want it traceable, or I was doing something I was worried about it coming back on my family, they would never be able to find me.
Mm-hmm.
It would not work. So they can fuck off with that.
So, so do me a favor, pull up what the Save Act is. Do you have that handy by any chance? Oh, this
Uh,
was the PA thing.
yes.
I
Let
wanted
me
to,
grab
yeah.
the Save Act really
Okay.
fast.
Sure.
And let me close this out because, I don't want random people seeing some of the other things I have. Hold on. Let
Right.
me get up to the link that I had for it. Where did it go? It was before the memes. That's right. There it is. We do talk a lot, you know that.
Well,
uh,
I think I don't know. This still is. I think we're ahead of the game on this one. As we know, the uh, House of Reps passed this, and the
mm-hmm.
Senate is having issues with it. They're saying that this is Jim Crow 2.0.
This is
Uh,
not.
mm-hmm.
But let me come down here. The ensuring only citizens can vote. So they
Right.
need some form of identification. The requirements of the Real ID Act of 2005 that indicates applicant is a citizen of the United States. Oh, 2005. Which president was in office at that time?
Well, they're trying to supersede it. This is gonna
All it
supersede the.
says, so valid government issued photo identification card,
Mm-hmm.
a certified birth certificate issued by a state unit of local government in the state, or a tribal government. Um, it needs to include the full name, date of birth, and place of birth of applicant. Signatures of those who were authorized. And it says, an extract from a United States hospital record of birth created at the time of the applicant's birth, which indicates that the applicant's place of birth was in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
A finalized adoption decree, which most people have to have anyways when they go for getting an ID for their ID to begin with. A consular report for a birth abroad of a citizen of the United States. I know quite a few people who have to have that when they go to apply even for a regular ID. Naturalized certification or certificate of citizenship issued by the Secretary of Homeland Security, or an American Indian card that you are part of the tribe. So, this is if there was a name change. So, for the proof of citizenship, you can use your application for a motor vehicle driver's license. You can use that to get ID. Documents of proof of United citizenship with national mail voter registration form. So you can use your voter registration as well. Then the chief state of elections shall take the such steps as to ensure the resident of the state are aware of the requirements provided documentary proof of United Citizen. I can't talk. My mouth is so fucking dry. 1 second while I get a drink.
Well, here's the issue. The other thing that you and I determined was, since this is in the hand of the state, each state is different.
Yes. But here's the other thing. Let's say they want to federalize how you are allowed to do this. These are options you can use. You don't have to have all of these.
Right.
You don't have to have every single thing listed here. These are ways that you can prove who you are.
Now,
This
the
is
other
just
interesting.
options.
So, right, in order to get the real ID, I had to have my birth certificate,
Uh-huh.
the triple seal marriage certificate.
Which I think is still something they're dicking you around on.
I agree. Your current driver's license and 2 bills that are generated by a computer that come in your name to your home. So, for example, I took the light bill and then I took, I think, a medical bill or some shit. So I
I've
had to
taken my
have,
internet bill.
yeah, had to take all those documentations in order to get real ID.
That's how I had to do it too. This was back in 2008, 2009. I had to do this because that's when the bill started. They're just now saying that basically what you use to get your driver's license is what we need to prove you can vote.
Well, now
So just get the damn driver's license.
Yeah. And you only need the driver's license if you're gonna travel.
Yeah, but if
Or
you're
go
not
to
going to
a
travel,
federal building.
you
Or
can
go
get
to a
a
federal
real
building.
ID that is just a state ID without the driver's license part.
Right? But here's the other thing. What happens if you're summoned, if you have to do jury duty in a federal building and you don't have real ID? Are you exempt from jury duty?
No, you bring in your alternate proofs of identity.
Mm-hmm.
And again, everyone's sitting there saying, "Well, I don't have this. I don't have an original birth certificate." Where did this say original birth certificate? It said a certified
Right.
copy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need an original. I have a certified copy. When we moved down here and my paperwork got lost, the first thing I did was start saving up money to purchase my ex-husband, and the kids' birth certificates, my marriage license for when I was married because I had the name change, and my divorce decree. Those are all now in a manila envelope in a file folder on top of my dresser that if there is a fire, I can just grab and run.
Right.
There is no excuse not to have these paperwork. And honestly, these liberal suburban women, I guarantee they have them in a lock safe that's fireproof already. They're just being assholes. They're not this fucking
Probably.
retarded. They are not this
Mm,
retarded. I'm sorry. In Washington,
I
it's
don't know.
100% vote by mail. Same in same is true in Oregon. So not sure really if this not sure this really does much. Plus it may be unconstitutional anyways. And that's my thoughts. This entire decree violates the Constitution's statement that the states choose how the elections go. So
Well,
these people
it's
are complaining about it, and it might be unconstitutional to begin with.
it's being said that if this doesn't pass, Trump's going to do it via executive order.
And an executive order can be overridden if it is unconstitutional.
Well,
That's our checks and balances at work. So for
and see,
everyone
and
freaking out,
isn't it?
there are like 7 different options, and then you're worrying about something that might be unconstitutional to begin with.
Well, and why is this again? This is the issue I have with the Republicans. Why are we doing this right before the election, the midterms?
To make it look like we're going to have a secure voting system. But
Uh huh.
here's the problem. Elections are competitions for cheaters. May the best cheater win. It don't matter how many people with proper IDs you have. If the poll workers are running it through a bunch of times, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't fucking matter.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. So there is no guarantee that us having this identity is going to make it safer. But I'm going to do what I got to do to prove who I am because, yes, some things I do require me to have a real ID. Okay?
Right.
Absolute required. I can't get around it. All right? That's just the fact of my life. So, again, everyone should have a choice whether to get the real ID or not. I do not like that it has been forced, and a lot of states are. Every state is complying. That's because of a 2005 order from Bush Jr.
Mm-hmm.
after 9/11.
11. I was just going to say after 9/11.
We are still following this, and I'm not going to bitch and complain about it because I know they're going to stalk us anyways. We can't stop it. Blah blah blah. You guys know me. I think that we do need to find a way to mitigate illegal voting, and again, this means going into the voter rolls before every election and making sure
And
it's accurate. Do your
that's
damn
what
job,
we
Secretary of State.
and that's what we know isn't happening, right?
Yes.
Plus, okay, so we know we have potential dead. Well, we have dead people voting,
Oh, yeah. Michigan had a lot of dead people voting.
right?
I mean, we have dead
We-
people who have been dead at least 100 years or approximately 100 years voting,
Didn't we have
getting
some
Social
that were like
Security.
yeah? Didn't we have some that were like 169 years old
Yes.
that were
Yep.
yeah?
Hey, Blue Rose. Yeah,
Hey,
this is
Blue.
my argument, and it will always be my argument. They act like this is complicated, but it's shit we've been doing already.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need this bill when it's something we've already instated? 2005, everyone had to have these documents to start proving their identity.
Right.
Nothing has changed. This is just reinforcing it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Waste of time, taxpayers' money, everything. And again, everything in here, even if it does pass, we've been doing. So why are y'all bitching? I don't get this.
Well,
And I'll even argue that this stuff is not that complicated. They'll even take
it's
a government
not
issued photo identification. So if you work in a government place, you are in the military, any of those cards work.
right.
I'm sick of people acting like this is something new, and it's not. Actually, this is just an amendment to the 1993 Voter Act. Voter Registration Act. It's just amending what was already on the books. It's not new. And again, this is a waste of taxpayer stuff because we already have to get voter ID on a federal level because of Bush in 2005. Why are people freaking out like it's the end of the fucking world?
Because I'm not quite sure it's been explained, right?
No, and they don't want to take the time to look at it.
Right. But again, if so, Trump has been debunked, the Republicans have been debunked,
and the leftists have been debunked all in one conversation right now.
Right. But that still brings me back to the original question of, well, and more troubling is that remember we said that when AI came out, you need to pay attention to who programmed it, right?
Oh, I can tell you where it gets its answers.
Oh, yeah. Where did everything come from that we found?
All AI chatbots are programmed to go and grab the most common answer, so everything pushed to the top of the web browser's list of where you go, and use that to get the answer. So you go to Google, you go to Safari, you go to all these ones that still, if you pay the price, they will push you.
Yes.
And that is where all these chat things get their answers from. This is not an intellectually thinking program. It is a parrot that reads back to you the most retarded stuff that got pushed to the top of the Google search or the Safari search because they paid for it.
Yes.
You're not getting real answers. You are getting the most paid for answer. I don't use those chat bots for a damn thing because it's full of shit and it's just a parrot. Give it a cookie or a cracker, let it go back to its little perch and enjoy it.
Right.
It's not actual artificial.
We still didn't find the answer we're looking for, though. Or we didn't find, we didn't even find a damn thing.
Oh, no, I did. Remember that one website that was pretty balanced I found? The Ballotpedia?
Ballotpedia. Yeah,
let me go back and pull up Ballotpedia. Because Ballotpedia had a beautiful setup. Give me 1 second while I blind you guys again to what my Google homepage looks like. And Ballotpedia is a balanced. They brought research from the right and the left to this article. 1 second while I unblind you guys. And they brought up that this article represents research and statements from those who argue that non-citizen voting is or is not prevalent enough to threaten the integrity of the U.S. elections. I will drop all of these links into the description when we're done. I will not drop the eBay links. Sorry. Love you guys. No. You could just go to eBay and search like I did. But this entire website says that, and again, it supports the, what was that one? The Pupil and that other frickin' idiot. Yes, the Brennan one. Yeah. And it also has the Heritage Foundation. Political Interest for Legal Foundation. And they found in Virginia. Catch this. In Virginia in 2017, they found 5,556 voters for non-citizenship between 2011 and May 17. 1,852 of those were moved as non-citizen cast ballots. A total of 7,474 illegal ballots were cast from the pool of removed non-citizens. And this all dates back to the 80s in Virginia. Now, I'm going to say this is in every state, but unless they go and actually dig through the polls, you have no evidence.
Right. And plus, how many American citizens are going to do what we spent how much time this morning doing this? How much time did we spend? 2 hours at least?
Oh, easily 2 or 3 hours going through this.
I would
But then I
say
got
I would
sidetracked going through eBay. So does that really
yeah,
count?
okay, we'll make it 2.5 hours on one little subject. And I'm still
Yes.
not satisfied with the answer because, and I think Art made a good point, the left is going to do what and you did too. The left is going to do what the left does, and the right's going to do what the right does. And where's the truth? And normally you hear most people say it lies somewhere in the middle. In this case, I don't know because they both cheat so damn much. What is the truth?
Here's my theory. They can't scream Trump cheated on this last election because he did it better than they did from 2020.
Hmm.
And I acknowledge because I was watching the 2020 very closely. I was there. There was a people who were trying to film and were being prevented, and I understand why. But there was security footage of that place in Georgia where they kept
Yes,
running ballot piles through
yes,
again and again and
yes,
again. And then
yes.
they did do the
What
digging into
about
that,
ballot stuffing? What about the ballot stuffing that occurred there?
and that was all caught on external security
Okay.
camera from a
Yes,
building. That was not a
yes,
person on a cell phone.
yep.
Security guard caught it and put it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to state again, if you really want to break it down, Trump in 2024 probably did what the idiots did in 2020, but he did it better, so it was harder to catch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
how he
because
won.
we have nothing on tape, or we have yet to see anything uncovered showing that Trump did anything.
Uh-huh. So again, that's why I always say elections literally are a competition for cheaters, and may the best cheater win.
Uh-huh.
And yet I still partake and participate because, that little glimmer of hope that maybe I do have a say. But let's be realistic. It's all fraud. All around. If they have an option to cheat, they're going to take it. They're going to push the
Right.
rules. They're going to find those loopholes and they're going to exploit them. It's like my mother used to say about Nixon. The only difference between Nixon and LBJ or JFK is that Nixon got caught. Bingo.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So, again, there is voter fraud. Is it making a difference? We don't know because no one's bothered looking far enough into it and stopped it to make it make any difference for us to actually compare data.
Right. So do we really think the SAVE Act is going to do anything?
No, it is literally just the government putting on a show so it looks like they've done something when really they've done jack shit.
Right.
They are just rehashing what was already on the books.
At the book. Right. Because even if this passes, I don't see it being in time enough to have to be in time for the elections.
And
When
again, it's just
when
showboating.
right. When is the final when do the states have to have their final in for candidacy?
March, I believe.
Is it March? Okay. So they're already, if they're gonna try to require, did they say when they wanted this to go into effect? Is it for November or is it for March?
The bill?
Yeah, does it say when they wanna implement it by? It can't be by March. It's because they're not gonna have time. The
Well, this
Senate
was
has
put out on January 30th. And
right.
they're trying to push it through as fast as possible.
And then
Um,
it's gonna go to each state to do it
Ratified
individually.
or decided
Yeah,
if it's legal or not. And there's going
right,
to be Supreme Court cases following this.
right.
I mean, they're even allowing for absentee voting still. Eligible photo identification right here. Same thing, never changed. Nothing's different. Why is everybody freaking out? I don't get it. It's literally these people have nothing better to do in their lives, so they freak out
Right.
over something
But,
that already exists.
but the problem is, again, if anybody has anything from the right showing this shit, we'd like to see it.
Please.
Why is it always on the left?
Oh, well, we have our issues too, but we fight for
I
different
know.
ways.
I'm just saying, in this case here, in so many cases, why is it the left? Why aren't we seeing a lot of the same stuff from the right?
I don't know.
When it comes to protests, when it comes to, the whole socialism pieces that are occurring, uh, people still don't believe that even the fraud occurred in Minnesota and Michigan and
Mm-hmm.
anywhere else. They don't believe that it even occurred.
But there was. I watched the court hearings that Rudy Giuliani did in Michigan. There was
Yeah,
ample reason to investigate further. I watched those court hearings. There was very ample reason that they should have investigated further. Poll
right.
workers, state officials coming in and saying, this happened. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to do jack shit.
Yeah, Pennsylvania was the same way.
Art says the Republicans don't want to look bad because they know it would cause serious distrust in the system. The Dems don't want to look because they know they got a lot of illegal votes. Yes. Neither side is going to ever do anything. They're going to run their mouths. They're going to showboat with shit like this that's already on the books, making more laws, just reinforcing what's already on the books.
Right.
It's stupid. It is so stupid. Our
Well,
laws against the government are a fraction of the size of what our federal government put against us. It's supposed to be
right.
the other way around.
Right.
Just saying. So, yeah,
Just
I already have all this shit.
I still would think that I want to know where Chip Roy got his data from, right?
He's never going to release that information.
Right? Because does he have it or doesn't he?
Oh, he has a list, but he ain't going to tell you where he got the list from because then you got to go look. People will go look, and it's going to be one of those things that, oh, well, you got to just trust me where I got my list from. And I bet there are cases, but I bet he had to scrounge, and these are years and years and years back, not just in this election.
Right.
I want to see that list.
So do I. And that's the thing. No matter where we look today, where I started from yesterday to where we ended up this morning, could we find what we were looking for? That's the frustrating part. So if
Mm-hmm.
anybody has anything that they'd want to share, either here on our Discord or send it to us in a direct DM, we're
Please,
in.
I will expose it. I will
Yeah,
expose. We will. You know me. I'll confirm it and look, and you'll confirm and look. I should say we. Why am I doing singular? But it'll be
because
exposed in a heartbeat.
we I find it extremely difficult to believe when there's estimates of 30 plus million illegals here. Oh, this is another good point to bring up. Look at all the shit that we uncovered in fraud that was occurring in New York City when all the illegals were up in the hotels, in the Roosevelt and that other one, right? And they were all like, there were 10 of them working off of one social security number. There were 20 working off of one social security number. Whose social security number was that? And then were they able to take that and get other ID, and were they able to vote? So I find it hard to believe that with 30 plus million illegals here, that there isn't massive illegal voting
Mm-hmm.
of at least 500,000 or more. I'm going to argue, I don't know, a couple million. I just find it, when the purpose of Biden bringing them here was the Democrats want the vote. They're losing the Hispanic and the Black vote.
Well, because legal Hispanics who have immigrated here properly absolutely are against these illegal jackasses coming here. They are very outspoken. There, quite a few, but there are some that are leftist. But a good chunk of the Hispanic community is very conservative, and they do not want illegals cutting the line that they had to fight so damn hard to get through.
Exactly.
It's not right.
Exactly. And how many are in the pipeline waiting and still been waiting?
And then other people just cut across and get all kinds of shit.
Exactly. Yeah, don't get me started on the freebies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because Mandami just approved that high budget increase so that he could pay for the illegals.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This is my point. There is going to be fraud. There is always going to be fraud. I mean, shit. There was fraud caught back when the Romans started doing elections. Back in ancient Roman times, people were trying to cheat the system. It's just a fact of life. They're going to try and get as many votes as they can, however they can, and it's because they know our federal government ain't gonna do jack shit about it.
Right.
You hear about maybe one or two getting arrested. It was a local person who did this, that, or the other. Yeah. But it's never going to fall on the politicians.
Right.
Who probably authorized it and said, get this done one way or another.
Exactly.
They're never going to escape. There's always going to be a scapegoat. So the actual insanity never is going to stop.
Right. Like there was the one judge, right, that went to prison for trying to have the illegal escape, right?
Yep.
I forget where the hell he was from.
Wisconsin.
I was going to say Wisconsin. I wasn't sure.
Art's got a good point. Republicans tend to hold picket signs and the Democrats tend to hold Molotov cocktails.
That's true.
That is an understatement.
Yes.
But they're the party of peace and love and acceptance.
Right.
Oh, we I don't know if we'll get to it today, but we have that video of that dumb chick who used a BB gun to pelt MAGA people.
Right.
She's lucky someone didn't mistake it for a real gun.
Yeah, why don't you pull that up, Crazy B?
Okay.
You have it, because this is an interesting. We'll get off our soapbox and let's show an actual video.
Yeah, I cut it down to 8 minutes because they did really start repeating themselves a lot.
Yes, they did.
But watch this. Oh, sorry, finish.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Okay.
A long clip here, I guess, of what really happened and what she was doing.
Oh, she opened fire with a BB gun?
So let's see. Right now, people on TikTok, black people were very mad about this.
Well, I mean, if this was a true story, I'd see why a lot of people would choose to be mad about this. This is pretty crazy.
But we're gonna show y'all the context of what happened.
Oh, here she comes. Round the horn. Throw.
Pause. So how do they know who she is already?
Did whatever she did before.
This chick's been circling around giving them hell. That's how they know she's coming back.
Yeah, this is MAGA. This is not ICE.
This is the pro-ICE counter-protesters.
Right.
That she is harassing from her car.
She did something before. You're talking about here she comes.
Let's go, boys. Oh, here she comes. Round the horn. Throw.
Oh, they said she's been throwing things.
Now you're triggered, aren't you?
Look, now, right there, right there. If they were armed, the second she pulled that, they would have been responding. That, let me back this up a second.
Yeah. Back it up.
And I'm going to play it frame by frame. Hold on. Let's move forward. You see her right there. She pulled something. Me, personally, I would be responding. Equal force.
Yeah. This is just the beginning, I think, and then they go
Yes.
more deep.
Oh, they do. But if me standing there, I'd be ducking for cover.
Right.
And getting ready to pull my own weapon.
Yeah, they were in shock because they were just initially, I guess, harassing her verbally.
But what if it was a real gun and real bullets?
Right.
Does she not realize how stupid that was?
No, and you'll see why.
It bothers me that she actually did that, and luckily none of them retaliated with what they thought would have been equal force to find out it was a BB gun. Now, I have suggested my son carry a BB gun for self-defense when he goes walking to the grocery store and stuff. My daughter carries pepper spray. I've sent her with my taser.
Right.
And they each have a knife that I insist they carry all the time. This bothers me that this actually happened, and I'm glad she's alive. Okay, I will say that. And that hopefully she learned a lesson not to do this. Because it's funny to me what happens. Other people might find this a little bit insensitive for me to find it funny, but fuck your feelings. I find it funny. This is what we call karma, bitch.
Okay, Karen, right?
Oh,
Yep.
oh,
Look at that.
She's pelting them.
She just shot me with a BB gun. And she's going down the wrong way.
He got hit in the face.
And the arm.
He read out her driver's license.
Yep.
I find this, she's lucky.
That was a real gun.
She would
You
have been
could've
dead.
died.
That's what I was thinking. Like, would they be wrong if they killed her?
All
It on
right.
accident.
It would, I don't know if it would be legally justified, but I think it might go because that did not look like a typical BB gun with an orange tip.
Okay, hold up. So you're telling me that you pull something that looks like a gun, and I'm supposed to wait to decide after you shoot me if it was
No.
a BB gun or a real
No,
gun?
I'm responding equal right away. If it had an orange tip, it would be obvious it was a BB gun. No orange tip, and I was looking at guns for my son that do not have an orange tip. But if it does not have an orange tip, I'm pulling my real gun, and you're
that's
finding
somebody
out.
Right, but that's somebody that knows that a BB gun has an orange tip. Does that count?
Everybody should know a toy gun and a BB gun should have with the orange tip is not real. Now, could someone modify it to trick you? Absolutely. But I would be responding with my real weapon. Because that looked real. That looked like a real threat. If I was standing there. She's already come by harassing. I would absolutely see that as a real threat. And I would respond. Was it legally justified? Potentially. I'm not taking the risk to find out that it wasn't.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'll sit in jail. I was trained for my CPL that if someone pulls a weapon, you empty your clip. If you feel your life is in danger, you empty it. Your magazine. Well, I carry with a magazine. Clips are for the high-powered rifles and other things. But, sorry, I know the difference, but I was taught you empty. You pull that trigger till it's click, 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 click. And you keep pulling. Just to be safe. You know, in case one got jammed.
Right.
That's what we were taught. You don't just shoot once and then see, is your life still in danger? You empty your gun. That is self-defense. In this case, I don't know that's a BB gun. I would be returning fire before she even started. Because that is, my life is in danger just by the looks of it. If I was there and I saw that pulled, not knowing any other context. My life's in danger. Sorry, that's how I was trained. And I was trained by the state of Michigan. So, good luck, YouTube, if you're going to argue this. I am saying right then and there, I believe that would have been justified if somebody did.
Right.
I don't know what the state will say, because I don't know what state this is in. God knows what that deal is. But that right there, she should be in jail. Why aren't the cops picking her ass up?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Accident.
I mean,
If you just first sight,
do that to me, you might
first
be
sight,
dead.
yeah, first sight, that is pretty bad.
I don't care what happened, man. I don't care if I felt the BB, you might be dead, bro.
That is scary.
I ain't
All
gonna
you
lie,
see is a
the
car,
fact- the
gun.
fact she rolled the window down and was dumping it like
God
that is
forgive
not
me,
good.
but this shit is
But
crazy.
like, imagine you on the street, somebody look like a gun getting pointed at you.
I would be pretty upset about that. I would be very upset about
But a
that.
person that didn't get hit with the BB gun, you don't know if it's a silencer on it or nothing. Somebody could have tripped out.
Somebody could have.
Because once you see something out the window, people are like, the next person that pull it out, he wouldn't have been wrong, brother.
Yeah.
This is insane. The fact that you
And
playing
if they
victim.
eyes with it,
Oh man, look, man. Well, if
I don't know.
I know my decision. 'Cause, hey, you tripped out. It's people that have died for less.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, man. I still think Renee Good might have been turning, brother.
Now, I disagree with him on the Renee Good thing, but that's my personal opinion on it. Just going to say it. But I'm going to let them keep going because I know we're getting towards our end of our time. So let this play. But I had to add that in.
I'm not fully thinking she should have died.
I don't think she should have died, but I think if she wasn't there harassing them agents, she'd be okay.
And he had a good point. If she wasn't there harassing the agent, she would have been okay. So there's that too. But all right.
For sure, but this oh my God. Oh my God.
He just shot me in the face with a fucking BB. 478.
this is crazy.
He's shooting a BB gun. Yep.
Oh, I'd be pissed off.
And she went the wrong way down the road.
Right.
I'm popping. She just shot me in the fucking face with a BB gun. Yeah, I heard it. She shot me in the arm like 3 times with the BB gun, and it hit me in the side of the face right now.
And he's got his little gun out. I'm going to point out that was stupid. Did you see what was in his hand?
Yes.
Let me back this up. I get where he should have put it back in its holster, but let me back this up just a smidge. Hold on. Where was it? Hold on. Right there. It looks like a 22. He needs to put that back in his pocket. That looks like, I don't know exactly what it is, but from the shape, maybe it's blurred. It's kind of blurry. It looks like a really small gun. I have seen some tiny guns. Okay, the pocket ones. So, I think, again, safety. That should have been holstered as soon as you knew the threat was gone. That's what I was taught.
Right. But he also just got shot. So I could see where he's probably...
He drew it, but he also realized it was BBs, which is why he didn't probably fire. But still, it needs to be back in his pocket now that she is driven off. Him pointing it up like that, if that is a gun, not safe. I don't know exactly. I'm judging by a blurry photo here. That should be back in his pocket, if it's what I think it is. Again, I'm judging by a blurry photo. Well, blurry still in a video. I mean, I'm sure I could run it through some editor to clean it up, but it's not worth it. The fact is, it looks like he has a little 22. I have a 22 about the same size. And it should be holstered at this point. Just saying.
They hit me in the side of the face right now. Oh, I thought it was a real gun. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
See, they heard this. They said the same thing.
Pro-ICE protesters that she shot.
So she pulled up mad because they was having a pro-ICE protest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta give them credit, though. I want to say this because I didn't think about this when I was editing it. They didn't return fire right away. So they didn't realize what it was until they started getting peppered with BBs, and then they pulled their weapons. And it takes a second after all that training. you know, to carry, like you are, and you train for worst case scenario, what to do when you're attacked. You pull your weapon until you know you're clear and safe and what you got to do and everything. It happened so fast. I'm actually kind of glad they had the wherewithal to realize it was BBs before returning fire,
Right.
because I
But
don't
she'd be
want to
dead.
see anyone get hurt. But I could tell you what I would
Well,
have done.
and let's not do stupid shit.
She should have never done that.
Nope.
So let me keep going because there's a part where she responds to it.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Oh,
have
actually, there's more to the attack that actually happened.
Right.
So hold on.
She actually have her life, but you know, to me, man, God
Oh,
might have been
stop
showing
your
her something.
live stream since YouTube
Don't-
servers decided to kill themselves.
YouTube server is down?
Yeah, and they decided to kill themselves. So,
Well, we're still streaming on Rumble.
What happened?
also for
YouTube crashed.
Really?
My son just came in and said YouTube crashed.
Okay, let me go look.
So we'll still keep going because we're on Rumble.
Right.
For the people who watch on Rumble, or will
Yeah,
watch this
yeah,
afterwards.
Yeah. YouTube says something went wrong. Try again.
Okay, and that's what a friend of mine was messaging. They're having issues too. I only noticed because I was taking a late lunch break. The homepage wasn't even loading at all.
Yeah, it's not loading at all.
Yep, sounds like server got attacked. All right, we'll finish this so people can watch it when it gets back up. We'll just keep going and they can watch the end part themselves. I apologize. YouTube did what it did.
Crazy Bee,
I
hold up
still
a
have
minute.
you on YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe it's
Crazy-
regional.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny's on YouTube. Certain accounts getting hit. Interesting. All right. Let's keep going then, and we'll figure that out later because we're gonna be running a little bit late.
It says it's down for 240,000 US viewers. Impacts the
Interesting.
home page. Yeah. Wonder why. Okay, go ahead, Crazy Bee. Let me read this.
Okay.
Don't mess around and find out that bad because you really could have lost your life.
Yeah.
God loved you.
Yeah.
And you guys flip her. I'm not gonna flip you guys gotta flip her license plate and everything.
Miss
I hope
Mary,
she comes back by. Who's
Miss
that?
Mary, can you
This
please
is
can you
Vincent
please
Harris.
stop that if you're watching this?
Whoa.
She's tipping out. She's tipping out.
She got out the car.
Me what?
That's
You
insane.
drank too much. You
Mind you, okay, I don't know, guys. This could be before. This could be before.
I think this is definitely after.
Yeah, look after.
This
Yeah.
is definitely
Wow,
after.
these are some cool guys. 'Cause, oh my God, you shoot me in the face with a BB gun, I might be very upset.
I mean,
They did something, though.
You'd be valid
Oh,
in
they
being
did do
upset.
something. They did do something, but
What did they? Oh,
she's tipping out. Me what? You drank too much. You
Now she's up in their face,
you are drinking too much.
and this
It's
is
like
about
if
the
you
time
don't
I'd be
get
knocking
punched.
someone out.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the same thing. She's lucky she didn't get knocked out.
I would feel that as a threat, and I would have reacted first, and
Right.
she'd be laying on that concrete. So, oh yeah, don't get up in my face like that. That is a threat, and I will respond. God, she did everything wrong. She was just asking for it. Okay, and who's this chick with the mask? Kind of looks
I
like
don't
Taylor
know.
Swift.
Right.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay.
Don't fucking touch me. How much have you drank tonight? How much I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh God, there's the keywords.
oh, that's when she smacked the phone out of his hand.
Stupid whore.
Oh,
Stupid whore.
Now they should not have antagonized her to come back.
You're a stupid whore. You smell like fish. Nobody would pay for you. Nobody would pay for you. Over your perfume, I can smell the trout. I can smell the trout over the perfume. I can smell the trout over the perfume. Here we go.
They really needed to just not call her back by antagonizing. This is where both sides get what they deserve.
I love you, Arturo. Out there with this Watch out.
She stole her phone. She's gonna get her ass beat.
Attacking that woman.
She should not have stolen their phone. I'm sorry.
Pause. So that white woman, once she smacked the phone out of her hand, that white woman grabbed it and tried to run. They hit her.
Yeah, and they have every right to. She stole their shit, and the police ain't gonna do a damn thing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm really at the point. These people get what they deserve. Let them duke it out.
Mm-hmm.
JJ's over on Rumble. Very stupid people will win the stupid prize in life. Yes. But hold on. I want to jump ahead to save some headache. Because I want to get to what her response was to all of this. Okay, let me back this up. Right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch this.
So I just woke up
So
to
was that after?
MAGA doxing me. Mind you, this is what they did to my face.
MAGA doxed her and then smacked. I didn't see any of them hit her. That was not in the recording.
They pepper sprayed her.
Oh, they pepper sprayed her? Yeah, you got what you deserved. You get what you deserve. I'm sorry. Cry later. In the meantime, I'm going to call you out. But listen to this.
Don't matter.
This is what they did to me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what happens when people defend
And now
themselves.
they're doxing me all over the internet, and they did this to me. Look at my
And you guys dox ICE agents.
I have second-degree burns all over my face. I can't even move.
Oh, second-degree chemical burns all over your face? Yeah,
Like
that's what
second degree,
happens.
Yeah.
That is exactly, it's a second-degree chemical burn.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what you get for harassing someone, throwing their phone around, and pelting them with a BB gun. What did you think was going to happen? They were going to hug you? Sorry, I'm getting loud.
She's lucky they didn't hit her.
She's lucky that they didn't return fire when she pulled out a BB gun that looked like a real gun.
Right.
I'm sorry, don't pull a weapon unless you expect something to happen in return. You smack
Right.
people around, they're going to pepper spray you. That's life. This is called reaction. No, consequences for your actions. I know,
I thought
sweetheart.
that
I'm
was
trying not to yell.
FAFO. I thought it was FAFO.
Talk about it when we're almost done, okay?
Oh yeah, we got to finish up, Crazy B. You got that work to do.
Yes. So let me get through this because now she's whining and crying about people who defend themselves. They're not used to people defending themselves.
Right.
Move my face.
Is that from the mace?
I did not attack
Mace do
anyone.
that?
I didn't hurt anybody.
Wow.
All I
She didn't attack anyone. She didn't hurt anyone. Evidently, she's never been shot with a BB gun. I have. It hurts. It leaves marks. This, again, they didn't punch you. They maced you, so they didn't have to.
all I did was move his camera. And he attacked me. Look at
Move
what he
his
did
camera.
to me. They
You
vandalized
shot
my
him.
car. They just did in my
Didn't get
car.
out
They
the
threw
car
water
and
bottles
berated
at me.
you.
It was actually D who sent this to me, JJ. D sent this to me. I clipped it up for making it. It was a 20-minute video. So, credit goes to D for finding it.
Water at me.
Oh, he threw water at you. Like you guys do the ICE agents.
And now they're all in my comments calling me the N-word, being racist as hell. Like, fuck Nazi.
What did you
Fuck all of
think
you.
was gonna
I
happen?
don't think that this is funny. This is definitely.
No, this
It
shit's
sounds like
hilarious. No, this shit's like
unreal cartoon.
I don't think
hilarious.
it's funny. But I don't like that she's on the internet crying wolf
Oh my
like
gosh.
at a
Poke the
situation that
bear.
she caused. Like you.
Why is it not
you-
funny though?
Because
Why? It's hilarious, bro.
someone is hurt.
When you put yourself in situations and you
She
bust
did-
your ass,
She did put herself in
comical.
a situation. 100%.
It's comical.
100%.
You should have just drove away.
Amen. She should have just drove away.
And I mean, and these guys are brothers, so I've
Yes.
been following them for years since they
I
were
have
doing
too.
music videos, and to hear them just between the three of them going through what you and I go through in discussing what we watch, uh, you know, and him saying, oh, somebody got hurt. Well, excuse me, but the bitch fired on them first and deserved everything she got. She's the one that went back, smacked the camera out of his hand, screamed, and yeah, granted, they said some not so nice things to her, but I think that was mild compared to what they could have done to her.
Oh yeah, she's lucky to be
Once,
alive. Sorry.
yeah, once either they could have shot her or they could have just one backhand and she would have went flying.
Yeah, those
This
men
is what
controlled
kills me.
themselves really good.
Yeah, yes, this is what kills me about men and women who start shit, and then when a retaliation occurs, then they're the first one to cry wolf. Oh, woe is me! MAGA's doxing me, and look at my face. Bitch, you're lucky you're alive. She's very
Mhm.
lucky. She's lucky somebody didn't backhand her.
Exactly. She's lucky she's not in a hospital with worse than pepper spray burns.
Right.
Hold on. A lot of people are hitting me up about the YouTube thing. So,
Yeah, I sent you something crazy.
yep,
B
I've
on
been
it.
forwarding it to a bunch of people. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, my DMs just blew up because people are like, stupid question, is YouTube down? So, I mean, I've got like 4 people typing at the same time right now. I apologize. But yeah, this chick got everything she deserves. This is what I call karma. And she's lucky it wasn't worse. Because like I said, if it was me and I saw that gun looking the way it is, my instinct is going to be react instantly.
Right.
My life is more important than the person who is coming and pointing a gun at me for no good reason. And if I'm wrong, so what? I'm defending my life. I'll take that risk.
All right, let's end it, Crazy B. You got stuff to take care of. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear that you're up till midnight.
Hold on, I gotta. Yeah. Hold on one second. Joys of me being good with tech. So yeah, let's close this out. We've did a really good job covering a lot of important topics today, but because
But
Art brought up about the protesters, I brought this video up from you.
Yeah, but not what this was on our to-do list, but we
Mhm.
still haven't gotten to what our real to-do list was.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord help us. All right, people, thank you for joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And before I forget, Crazy B and I had a long discussion, and as we told you when we made this nighttime change, that it was a trial, and unfortunately, it's just not working for me uh, as much. It, a little bit, I guess, for Crazy B, but me more importantly for what my day is and all the stuff that I have to do. I just can't do 7 to 9 every day.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to have some obligations. As I mentioned previously, my plan is to spend it with my guys and my daughter in law this summer. I have not done anything for the past 3 years. And so we're going to make some programming changes starting next week. Mondays and Wednesdays will be 7 to 9. Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be 3 to 5. And we're going to be off on Fridays instead. And we'll drop a video on Friday. If not, in the summertime, we just might be off altogether. We'll know that as we get into it. But I can't physically do it. So that's kind of where we're at. We hope everybody stays with us. If you can't catch us on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 5, you can always listen to us afterwards whenever you get home from work and get situated. But that's going to take effect come Monday. So we'll continue to mention that throughout the week. And again, my apologies for that, but unless anybody wants to take my place, then they're step up. But no, me and Crazy B are in this for the long haul for right now. So that's kind of where we're at. Crazy B, you want to add anything to that?
I'm sorry. I totally blanked.
That's okay.
I am
Okay.
exhausted. I'm so sorry. I'm staring at the screen and you're talking and I just totally dozed off. Like, I didn't doze off. I think I don't know, my brain and everything just shut down for a second.
Well, I think in
So
a
sorry.
you're fine. We talked a little bit. It's a little bit rough on you too, because you got family things going on as well as I do, and it's hard when you're trying to do a show 4 days a week from 7 to 9, and I don't get to be with my loved ones every single night the way I should be. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So
We'll leave it
our
at that.
schedule is going to have some minor shifts. I'm more flexible because my kids are older, they're not little. They're able to feed themselves. I don't got to do all kinds of stuff, but we just kind of wiggle around whatever's going on. So
Yeah,
it's all
and
good.
that's and we might change it up. You never know. Maybe after summertime's over. No, but we got some other names for the rest of the days of the week. JJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now that wasn't nice, Dinkelman.
Oh, hey, Dink.
Yeah. Read his comment.
Why does Crazy B look like a trans character? Dude, you know I like to dye my hair and I have piercings. It's not exactly me, but pretty close. I'm actually looking at this really pretty teal green for my hair this summer. So, yeah, there's that. That's why my character looks like that. Because it actually, and you've seen my facial piercings. Don't go there. So.
Mm-hmm. Join us at the very last minute. He better have been listening.
Oh, I'm sure he was listening in, but he was also having YouTube problems. He was one of the people. We were going back and forth with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
JJ,
Okay.
you are right. Yeah, JJ, you are right. When Sterling comes back,
Uh-huh.
we're not. Yeah, we're not going to change our Monday, Wednesday schedule, but we'll stay 7 to 9 probably that time. So we'll see how things play out. But yeah, we figured that Crazy Bees, as she mentioned, is way more flexible right now on scheduling than I am, and so
From what
yeah,
I'm
let's just
seeing and hearing from people, it sounds like YouTube has got a hacker attack. Sounds like there's a
really.
cyber attack going on. Well, from what people are telling me, the homepage is messed up, or they can't connect. It went out on their TV while they were doing something, and they thought their TV broke. So there's a lot of that.
Now, come on, Dinkelman, you obviously you should know the better question. Why?
too many people, a stalker in my past and my family that will absolutely try to be dickheads and assholes. So I do not put my actual looks out there. I rarely do that, and I it's a safety concern thing. I make it one step harder for people to stalk me. So, yeah. My Discord is an armed monk, so get over it, lol. Yeah, but you know me, Dank. Come on. It's close enough, but not quite. So, there's that.
Your hair
But
don't look anything like that. What do you? It doesn't even look close to you.
yeah, I know. And it's going to
Yeah,
stay. Well, the color might be close in the near future,
yeah.
but that it's still the facial features, the skin tone, all of that is absolutely not me. Not me at all. So I just made up a random character to represent me and,
Yeah, because I told her. Because I
safety.
told her. Yeah, because I told her she had to get rid of the witch or
The
the
green
fairy or
elf.
whatever.
My
Yeah,
green elf witch alien thing.
yeah. She had to get rid of it so that we looked more, professional.
I still miss my green witch elf thing.
You might be able to resurrect her back. You never know.
One day we might change it up, but
When we
it's
get when
saved.
we get our moving avatars, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah, it's
because
one
she's
day at
pretty
a
cool.
yeah, it's one day at a time. It's just crazy B and I doing all of this. So,
Yep, we don't have a team helping with stuff, so I've had to get creative. But yeah, it's a safety procedure for me. It does not look like me, except the piercings and the dyed hair. That might match pretty soon, but still, you don't know my face shape, my body shape. Well, some of you do because I've sent you pictures of me. You guys have talked to me in voice chat and stuff, but the rest, nope. So,
mhm.
anywho, I'm rambling on. We're continuing.
All right, go
We
go
need to
get your
call it a
yeah,
night.
go get your work done. Good luck. Good luck. 'Cause you're gonna need it. I don't want to hear screaming all the way up here. Okay, so
So,
before we go, the only question I have is help me pick. Ready? Strawberry cream. Hold up. Next one is butter pecan. Next version up is what is this? Hold up. Oh, what is that? I can't tell what that is. It doesn't really say. Then the next one is banana pudding, and then we got
ew.
apple pie, and then we have
Ooh.
blackberry. Which one?
Oh, I'm gonna vote for apple pie or blackberry. One of those two.
Ugh. Okay, pick one. Apple or blackberry,
Blackberry is probably gonna be the more tolerable.
and that's the one I have to take. Is the blackberry one?
Sure. I
All
already
right.
threw up D.
All right. Well, guess what they are. Guess what it is.
I was gonna say ice cream or yogurts.
Moonshine.
Oh, moonshine. Oh, then definitely the blackberry one. I've had that. It's really good.
Okay, then I'm
And I
taking
will
it
tell you
out
the
right.
apple pie one is amazing as well. Believe it or not, apple pie is really good. The banana pudding, no. But I will go with the apple pie and the blackberry for the moonshine. It actually is good.
This was gifted to me, and it is. Let's see. I probably get.
Wild turkey pie.
I guess I shouldn't take my nighttime meds then. This is 35 proof. Is that no? Yeah, 35 proof.
Yep. Art agrees with me. Blackberry. Moonshine. Yep.
Okay.
Give
All
it
right.
give it a
Well,
try. It is really good. Don't do a lot if you haven't drank it in a long time or you're not
I've had
used to it.
yeah, I've had moonshine, but in fact, I have some in the freezer. I keep my
Yeah.
alcohol in the freezer so it's cold all the
And
time.
save a shot for if I ever get to come up to Pennsylvania. Cause God,
I'll
that
save you.
shit's good.
I'll save you the apple.
All right. Cause
They're
I'm
in
telling you
cute
that is some good moonshine.
they're in cute little mason jars. Hold on, I'll take a
Yep.
sip on. Yep. Hold
I
up.
love it. Straight from the mason jar, homemade. Well, you can buy them in the store, and I've had the ones with the fruit still in
Okay.
it. Oh my
Hold on.
God,
We're
yes.
going for our first sip.
If it's okay, is it okay if I just do the wild turkey and leave out the pie? You can do that, absolutely.
What's
That's
this
what I
taste
meant.
like? This tastes like. Hold on, I gotta take another sip.
I like it. It's one of my favorites.
It tastes like Vicks cough drop medicine. Vicks,
No.
yeah, it does. The blackberry does. It tastes like Vicks cough drop cough medicine.
It didn't when I drank it. But then again, I'd already been kind of drunk.
You almost made me spit it out. Okay, one more sip and then we're halfway down the jar.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Oh,
You know
fuck it,
how
might as
after
well
2
drink the
shots
whole
everything
thing.
starts to taste the same, so.
Yeah. Hold on, let me finish the whole container.
How big of a mason jar are we talking?
It's let me see, 50 milliliters.
Oh,
It's
so it's like
little.
4 or 5 shots worth.
Yeah. Hold
Okay,
on.
that's not too bad.
I won't take my narcotics with it, for at least
No,
now.
don't. Do not. It would put you into a respiratory depression where your breathing would slow down and stuff. Don't do that. And that's something I do know
Nah.
from my medical training, so don't go
Yeah.
at me, YouTube.
Yeah, if I can. Well, it has been since summertime.
No, but vodka, the moonshine is a lot stronger than most other alcohols. It does have more of a sedentary effect because of the way because of how strong it is. Don't take any
Okay.
narcotics with it.
All right, then now, rest of the week. Oh, wait, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yes.
Are we? Oh, wait. Oh, thank God I thought about this. Tomorrow we will be live, not dropping a video as we normally do. Because
Because Monday.
Thursday.
Thursday, yep.
Wait. Yeah, because Thursday we're going to see if we're getting shots in the face and neck. So I won't be here Thursday. But tomorrow and Friday we'll decide which other moonshine we're going to try.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Blackberries down. We'll clear out the jar. All right.
Save the jars. They're great for little
I am.
things. Oh, yeah.
Like my dongles. Right? Oh, shit. That was
We got to
fun.
call it a night, so.
All right. Have fun.
I can't tell you to
Good
stay
luck.
sober now, damn it. I tell everyone to stay
Oh, yeah.
safe, stay sane, stay sober. You ruined it. Nope.
I'm so sorry. And I'm going to ruin it tomorrow, too. So.
Oh, I gotta be silly about this.
And
That
you
was
know
great.
what? Wait 1 second. Because you are not going to be sane when we hang up.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So tonight is just stay safe.
Yeah, that's all I can
Right?
tell y'all.
Uh-huh. All right,
So,
everybody. Good night. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining Rex Sisters.
love it.